Yeah, so shout out to everyone in the comments. So, one of the questions that I get most of the times is a lot of people come to me and they ask me this. They say, okay, I do understand what is going on. I do understand what is happening. I do understand that I need to make changes in this and that thing. And then they ask, or most of the time they'll be like, I am in the wrong relationship. But the biggest question would be, when is it time to end a relationship? So we have many type of relationships. Friendships are relationships. Your parents, relationships. Your neighbors, people, places, and things, circumstances, and situations that surrounds you. All these are relationships. Okay? So this is the question. When is it the right time to end a relationship? And so some of the questions that you can ask yourself, of course, is this. Am I okay if nothing changes at all in the relationship that I'm in? Okay? If I'm having a relationship, and in this relationship, the people, places, and things tend to shut down, or they are not showing that they are willing to make any changes. I keep looking because there's someone at my gate, someone is knocking at the gate. But the thing is, if you don't have my phone number, you cannot just randomly just come and knock at the gate. Either you call if you're coming or not. I don't do distractions. I don't do just people randomly showing at my gate. I don't do that. For example, right now you're having a good interactive live that is helpful and productive. All of a sudden, there's someone knocking on the gate. That's a distraction. Always notice or know when you have distractions. Now back to the live. So when is the right time to end a relationship? Remember, this relationship could be between you and your parent, between you and your spouse, between you and work, a place you are working with, na vitu kama hizo. Because most of the time you'll find that when you talk of ending relationship, the first things people jump into will be relationships, or what you call opposite sex kind of relationships. So one of the questions you should ask yourself is this. If I'm in a relationship and nothing is changing in this relationship, aka if you're in an abusive relationship right now, whether these are your parents or people who are close to you, what if they don't change? Those are the questions. So you're in a relationship. Maybe it's a loving relationship with your spouse or loved one and everything. And the question should be, when can you leave your relationship? So the first question should be, what if this person is never going to change? What if my parent or my parents will never be what I expect them to be? What if my father will never stop drinking? What if my mother will never stop abusing me? That is the first question you ask yourself when you want to end a relationship. Or you can say, do I really want to be with this person for the rest of my life if they don't want to change? Let's say you're someone who's a drunkard, or they're into habits that they don't want to change. This can be making bad financial decisions na vitu kama hizo, or they never even want to improve their states of mind or their awareness. They never want to go back to school. They never want to change anything about them. So the question is, can I be who I want to be in my life with this person next to me? Those are the questions you ask yourself before you end any relationships. Can I be who I want to be in life with this person by my side? Is this person that I'm dealing with a stumbling block for my life? I know you've never thought about such kind of questions, but those are the questions you should be asking yourself. Supposing your husband will never change. Supposing your wife will never change. Supposing your brothers and sisters or your mothers or your work situations where you work, the circumstances that you are around, supposing they are never going to change, They are constant for things that are beyond you. When is it the right time to say no? When is it the right time to end a relationship? This could be a working relationship. When is the best time to quit that job and do something that you have always wanted to do? What if that thing is never changing for the best, but you're still there, stuck in that cycle, stuck in that generational cycle of abuse and trauma and curses that you never seem to get out of? So today being a Monday, remember the moon rules your emotions. So Monday means moon day. So today is moon day, the day ruled by the moon. So let's talk about the emotions, because walking away from any situation or circumstance is not easy. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's from your friends, sometimes you need to walk away from your friends. Okay, you decide that their company no longer serves you, so you decide to move on. Okay, that takes strength, but it is always a sign of self-respect. So when is the right time to end a relationship? Because most of our relationships are patterns. So the kind of bonding that we make, whether it is friends, whether it is with our spouses out there, these are patterns. Some of us are in patterns that we learned from our parents. We learn from those people who are around us. And some of these patterns may look like we like ending things quickly. As soon as there's an issue, a small issue, you want to end that. You don't want to work on anything, or you're not even willing to work on that. So another thing is that most of us stay in things for way too long. And at the end of it all, we end up feeling very angry that we stayed way too long. So you are angry because you stayed far too long into that job. You should have quit early and started your own business. Okay? But these things are beyond you. These things are deep in your psyche. These things are things that you observed from your parents. For example, let's say, like most of us who grew up in dysfunctional families, you saw your parents spending too much time in things that had no potential good ending. So in your relationship right now, this can be in work. It could even not maybe even be related to relationships. But you find that you stay too long in things before you move on to the next. Okay? You don't want to evolve. You following? You don't want to let go. Oh, nimeona ni watu wa maji, nimeona wamekuja kusoma maji. I can see them at my neighbors. So wao ndio walikuwa na knock gate. So they can come and read my gate. Or now we are in WhatsApp groups. I can take a reading in my picture and send it to them. They don't even have to come and read. Why should you even be paying for water? You shouldn't be paying for water. Once you get water connected, that should be it. You should pay for the connection. Water is free. But it's a capitalist. Anyway, that's not the point. So, love has got eyes. You say love is blind. No, love is not blind. Love has got eyes. When you are growing up from your childhood, when you are a young baby, you get attached, okay, to people not by accident, but what you learned through your parents. Like the love you saw through your parental eyes, that is what you are reenacting with the relationships you form when now you are a grown-up. Okay? So sometimes we get attached to people who are mirroring our earliest experiences. Okay? So in your earliest experiences when you are growing up, a lot of your emotional needs were not met. Remember that. A lot of your emotional needs were never met. I think it's only like 5% of households, especially in the African countries, where emotional needs of children are met, or humans in general, not just in Africa. So when you are growing up, when you are connecting, or when you are creating bonds, when it comes to love, you are going to reenact, you are going to get attached to that person. The person you love is not by accident, okay? The person you met is not by accident. You are enacting that. So our instincts will become, let me try harder with this person that I'm in a relationship with. I know it's not working, but since you're enacting or engaging in what you saw your parents do, now that you're in yours, you decide I'm going to try harder to make it work. Remember, you're not even sure why you're in that relationship. So we continue to push and believe that this person is going to change, but they're not going to change unless both of you are willing to change. Because remember what I said, you get attached to people based on what you saw growing up as a child. It has got nothing to do with love. You may, oh, I love this person. No. Children learn by observing. You are getting attached to the same patterns that you saw with your own parents. Okay? The people you are falling in love with, they are mirroring your earlier experiences of your emotional side not getting met. So these people, now you are sharing a life, they can never seem to meet your needs because it's going to be hard for them to see what you have inside you, because even for them, they are doing the same. These are attachments, situationships that you're finding yourself in, but you haven't healed first. You don't have emotional intelligence first. So you are reenacting what you saw your parents doing. So you are attached to the same kind of generational trauma of curses. So you're going to start having conversations over and over. Nothing is changing. You're having conversations. Umefunga milango, umeenda kwa baba yako, kwa mama yako, umetoroka nyumbani. But it's the same thing. You talk to your neighbors, you talk to your girlfriends, you talk to your boyfriends. It's over and over. Nothing is changing. So you get to a position, and most of the people who come with for consultations with me, most of them at the end of the consultations, the biggest question they ask me is this: how can I move on from this relationship? I want to end this relationship. How can I move on? And like I said, that is one of the most common questions. When is it time to end a relationship? Jegamudaka, tell me when to end this relationship. But I can't tell you when to end it because you have to make the choice. But the biggest question you should always ask yourself so that you can be guided to know whether you should move forward is this. Okay? Can I be in this relationship 10 years, 20 years down the line if nothing at all changes? If this person does not change, if my parents are not changing, if my workplace is not changing, if the situations and the circumstances around me are not changing, if they were not to change for the next 10 to 20 years, can I continue to be there long term? Can I be who I want to be with this man as my husband? Can I be who I want to be with this woman as my wife? Can I be who I want to be with this kind of parents and what they tell me every time I go visit? Can I be all I can be with the kind of associations that I keep close to me? Can I be what I want to be with the kind of work that I'm going to each and every day? How do you get to that position now? How do you answer that question? How or when is the best time to end a relationship? We are very quick to end relationships with people you don't understand. You get to a party, you don't understand this person, you're having a drink, unakuja unaniambia au jamaa nimeachana naye bana. Na wewe mlikuwa mnapiga story gani? Au jamaa hata simuelewi story zangu azipelekangi. So you can end things with people who you don't understand. Yet the person who's closest to you, whom you have never understood, you don't even have the slightest energy to end it. Imagine a situation whereby no one wants to change. No one has an interest in learning other people's needs. Your parents have never even gotten the need to understand, to get to know you. Same with your spouse. Same with the people, places, and things that you're interacting with every day. And that can be very heartbreaking. That's why I keep telling you, have grace on yourself, because this world is so mean on you. It's a beautiful world, very beautiful world, but you have to have grace on yourself every day based on the things that you encounter every day. Because it takes a lot of courage to choose yourself in this world. It is almost impossible to choose yourself. You'll always have people telling you, you are not enough, you can't do this. You remember Karanja Alijaribu. So to trust that you deserve someone who's emotionally invested in the way that you are is very hard. And this is the only time I'm going to use the word hard. So a lot of people will get in situationships, or they're just going to settle just so that they can have someone to sleep next through the night. So you're willing to settle for less just to have someone to sleep next to you for the rest of your life, just to say he's my husband or he's my wife. So you are willing to settle for just that because the world is so hard to allow you to be yourself. Because, like I said, we don't have this kind of schools, we don't have this kind of conversations where people are talking on how hard it is to walk away. Like Greg David, I'm walking away from the troubles in my life. I'm walking away. Find a better day. It's hard to walk away from situations, circumstances, people, places, and things that don't work for you. Because the unknown is terrifying. You don't know what to expect. You want to quit that job that has been killing you, but you don't know what to expect. Because recession is real out there. You apply for 2 positions. At cafe wanasema you have 2 positions for waitresses. Thousands of people showing up wanting the same job. Recession. That's an example of recession. You want to open the door and move into your next chapter of life, but you are afraid. You don't know what is on the other side of the door. But all I can tell you is that the greatest rewards come when you bet on your high self. A lot of you love gambling. Mnapenda Aviator, mnapenda SportPesa, mnapenda Betway. But when it comes to betting on yourself, that is where you draw the line. So all I can say is this. You deserve to be loved well. God will never give you what you want in this life. God will never give you what you desire or want. God will only give you what you deserve. And you deserve to be loved and loved well. But it has to start with you. It has to come from you first. Okay? Ni sasa. So this is going to be a quick shout out to Jacqueline. So this is going to be a quick so you know I'll have to kill you now. You know that is not allowed, eh? To just come and fly in my life like that. You know now you have to die. You have to die. It cannot be that demonic around me and I let you leave. I have this. Try me one more time. Kuja, come and fly here again. Come and fly here again, I dare you. Fly, piece of shit. So, let me see if there's any question. And then we are going to start another live. I'm going to end this one and start another one. I want to do 4 or 5 short ones because the moment I start getting too deep into conversations, I want to jump into other trains of thoughts and I don't want to be too saturated. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna end this one and start another one immediately. So live to win. Let's continue. Distractions everywhere. No, those are just tiny demonic attack by a fly. So I have this. Honor is not even the moment I said you have to die, and I went to get this, he disappeared. So he knows he's a bigger spirit. You see, the animals that get close to you, all the way to bugs and insects that come to your house, are not the same like the insects out there or the bugs out there. So these are more aware of human beings. So meanings you are sharing the same space, though they may be on other vibration, but you are sharing. So they are even to their peers, they are bigger spirits. Even to the other flies, this is a bigger fly because this is a fly that is a way of flying into a house, moving around. It's not the same as a fly in the bush. So always understand that. So ending this one, I start another one immediately.